Hey guys, this is going to be our lesson on solving systems of equations by elimination. Now, at first, this might seem like it's the most complicated way, but really, once you practice it a few times, this is probably the way that most mathematicians, math teachers would prefer to solve systems. All right, so let's look at the first one. So last week we talked about substitution, graphing first and then substitution. However, when your variables are lined up on top of each other like these are, here's our x's. Let me get my pen working. Here's our x's and here's our y's on top of each other. It's easiest by using elimination. So basically what's going to happen right here is we're just going to make a big addition problem. And if you think of, we're going to combine like terms vertically, then notice what happens. Negative 2x combined with positive 2x is 0. So those x's cancel each other out. 9y plus 6y is 15y. 27 combined with negative 12 is positive 15. Uh-oh, I forgot my y. It's 15y. And now look how simple this is, guys. This is a one-step equation. To solve for y, we're going to eliminate times 15 by dividing both sides by 15. So we already know that y is equal to 1. And then the way we get our x value is we take 1 for y and we come up here and we plug them into either one of the equations. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use the second one. So 2x plus 6 times y, 6 times 1 is 6 equals negative 12. I'm going to solve for x by subtracting 6 from both sides. So I have 2x is equal to negative 18. And when I divide both sides by 2, I see that x is equal to negative 9. So remember, with systems of equations, you always write your answer in xy form. So our x is negative 9 and our y is 1. And that's it. Now to double, triple check my answer, I'm going to plug my answer back into my original equation. Get rid of all the stuff. All right, so if x is negative 9 and y is 1, when I plug it into the top equation, I should get 27, right? So negative 2 times negative 9 is 18, plus 9 times 1 is 9, and 18 plus 9 is 27, which is what that says. So I know this answer is correct. All right. Let's try the second one. So we're going to go ahead and say, all right, we're going to combine these two systems, and I'm going to combine like terms vertically, just like this. So 2x plus 1x is 3x. And then look what happens right here. What's 3y minus 3y? 0. And 15 plus 3 is 18. And now I'm going to get rid of times 3 by dividing both sides by 3. So I see that x is equal to 6, right? And then how do I figure out what y is? Well, I'm going to take 6 for x and I'm going to substitute it into one of my equations. It doesn't matter which. I'm going to go with, let's see, we'll do the second one. So x is 6, 6 minus 3y equals 3. I'm going to get rid of positive 6 by subtracting 6 from both sides. What am I doing? Minus 6 from both sides. So I have negative 3y is equal to 3 minus 6 is negative 3. And then when I divide both sides by negative 3, I get y as 1. So my answer is 6, 1. And I'm going to plug those into that first equation just to double check. So 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 3 times 1 is 3. And does 12 plus 3 equal 15? Yes, it does. So I know my answer is correct. All right, here's our third one. Hope you guys are doing these with me. You can only learn math by doing, not just watching. All right, so I notice I have negative 4x plus 4x is 0. Negative 2y combined with positive 8y is 6y. And then negative 12 plus negative 24 is negative 36. I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and I get y is equal to negative 6. So then I'm going to take negative 6, I'm going to plug it right here into the second equation. So I'm going to bring 4x plus 8 times negative 6 is equal to negative 24. So 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. And then I'm going to add 48 to both sides. So I have 4x is equal to 24. And then when I divide both sides by 4, I get positive 6. So my answer is 6, negative 6. So just to be sure, I'm going to plug those into my first equation. Plug it in up here. I am going to have, so negative 4 times 6 minus 2 times negative 6, it should equal negative 12. Let's see if it does. Oops. Oh, that looks like a smiley face. All right, anyway. So negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. Negative 2 times 6 is positive 12. And does negative 24 plus 12 equal negative 12? Yes, it does. My answer is correct. I'm so smart. Yay. All right. What else? Here we go. We have a big addition problem or sign. So what is 1x plus 2x? It's 3x. Negative y plus y is 0 equals 11 plus 19 would be 20. Uh-oh, I didn't want to get 20. I should change this. Oh, it's not 20, dum-dum. I just call myself smart and then I call myself a dum-dum. That's 30, isn't it? All right, anyway, so I'm going to divide both sides by 3 and x equals 10. All righty, and then I'm going to plug in 10 for x. So I have 10 minus y equals 11. And then I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. So I have negative y equals 1. So then if negative y equals 1, then positive y would have to equal negative 1. So what's my answer? It should be 10, negative 1. Let's see if it's right. I'm going to plug it in. Let me plug those values into the second equation. So 2 times 10 is 20, minus 1 equals 19. Does 20 minus 1 equal 19? Yep. So I know my answer is right. All right, now the next two says you guys try. So I want you to pause the video, and I want you guys to try both of these problems and then come back to the video and check your answers. All right, so let's do this one first. So I have negative 6 plus 6x. Negative 6x plus 6x is 0. 5y plus 4y is 9. Y equals negative 9. And then when I divide by 9, I see that y is equal to negative 1. So I'm going to plug that into my second equation here. So 6x, what's positive 4 times negative 1 is minus 4 equals negative 10. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I get 6x is equal to negative 6. So x is also equal to negative 1. So did you guys get negative 1, negative 1? So that would be positive. That would be positive 6 minus 5. Yep, so that's the right answer. And then this one, we have 5x equals 20, 30. And then when we divide by 5, we get 6. So our x value is 6. And then if I plug in 6 right here, 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3y equals 12. And then when I subtract 18, I get 3y equals negative 6. Divided by 3, I get y equals negative 2. So when I check my answer, I get 12 plus 6 is 18, which is correct. Yay, did you guys get these answers? I hope so. All right, now on this slide, you're going to notice that we can't just do a plus sign and everything. Something will eliminate the other, okay? So that means we're going to try to create an equation so that one of the two variables will eliminate each other. For example, this first one, I have x plus x is 2x. It's not 0, right? But isn't it true that if I combine a negative x with a positive x, I would get 0? That's true. So if I multiply this entire equation by -1, I get to eliminate my x's. So let's rewrite the first equation. Well, -1 times x is negative x. -1 times y is negative y. And -1 times 2 is -2. So now I'm going to write my big plus symbol. I'm still combining like terms vertically. So x minus x is 0. 2y minus y is 1y. And 0 minus 2 is -2. So I already know that y is equal to -2. So now I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to go ahead and use my second equation again. If y is -2, I have x minus 2 equals 2. So to solve for x, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I get that x is 4. So that means my answer would be 4, -2. So let's plug it into the top equation, make sure it's correct. 4 for x, 4. And then 2 times -2 is -4. Equals 0, and that's true. So I know my answer right there is correct, 4, -2. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, so once again, I can't just do a big plus symbol because when I look, nothing eliminates each other. However, do you notice my y's match each other? So in order to eliminate one of the y's, I would have to make the other y -4, right? So I'm going to make the second equation. I'm going to multiply the whole equation by -1. You cannot just multiply part of the equation by -1. You have to multiply the entire equation by -1. So it's still equivalent to the first one. So I'm going to bring down that first equation the way I see it. So I see -3x plus 4y equals -3. And now I'm distributing that -1 to everything. So I have -x minus 4y equals -17. All right, so now what happens? -3x minus 1x is -4x. I see those y's right there. They cancel each other, right? And -3 combined with -17 is -20. So then I divide everything by -4, and x is equal to +5. When I plug in +5, let me write this right here. When I plug in +5, I'm going to get 5 plus 4y is equal to 17. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I have 4y equals 12. When I divide by 4, I see that y is equal to 3. So my answer is 5, 3. And just to be sure, I'm going to plug it in that first equation. -3 times 5 is -15. Plus 4 times 3 is 12. And is this a true statement? It sure is. So that is my correct answer. I know that it's right. All right, let's look at the next one. Get rid of all the stuff. All right, so we are looking for, so what am I looking for exactly? I want to see, okay, one of my variables, I'm looking for if either of them is the same number. These are not the same number. these are the same number. So now, I'm going to concentrate on the x's. You know what I'm saying? The coefficients are the same. That's what I mean. So since they're both 9s, I know I can eliminate a positive 9 by making one of them a negative 9. So I'm just going to make that. And you know what? I'm using the bottom equation on all of these so far, but you don't have to. You could use either equation. But I'm going to multiply the whole second equation by -1, bringing over my first equation the way I see it. I'm distributing that -1 to everything. So I get -9x minus 5y equals -17. So my x's are gone. I have 1y minus 5y is -4y. 25 combined with -17 is 18. No, it isn't. It's 8. 8, silly. And then I'm going to what? I'm going to divide by -4. So y is equal to -2. Y is -2. So I'll write that right here. Y is -2. Now what is x? Well, if I plug in -2 into either one of the equations, I'll use the top one. It just looks easier or more simple, I guess. So I have 9x. Y is -2 equals 25. When I add 2 to both sides, I get 9x equals 27. And when I divide by 9, I get x is equal to 3. Okay, double check your answer. 3 times 9 is 27. 5 times y is -10. Does 27 minus 10 equal 17? It sure does. So I know I'm right. All right, let's see what's next. On this one, look at my x's. Do they have the same coefficients? Nope. My y's do though, don't they? So I'm gonna make one of the equations the opposite signs. Whoops. So what am I trying to do here? Clean this up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna, now this time, it doesn't matter if you do the bottom, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the top one just to show you. It doesn't matter which one you change. So I'm leaving the second one alone. I'm not changing this one, it's staying the same, but I'm gonna bring down this top equation beneath it and change every sign. So positive 8x becomes negative 8x, negative 2y becomes positive 2y, and negative 14 becomes positive 14. So I am now combining the let me go ahead and just strike through the top one so you don't get confused. There we go. Now this is what I'm combining right here. So 7x minus 8x is negative 8x, negative x. Negative 2y plus 2y is 0. And negative 13 plus 14 is positive 1. So if negative x equals positive 1, that means positive x must equal negative 1. So my x value is -1. I'm going to plug into either one of the equations. It doesn't matter. I can even go back to the original top one before I changed anything. So that's what I'll do. So negative x, so 8 times -1 is -8 minus 2y equals -14. I'm going to add 8 and I get -2y equals 6. And when I divide by -2, I get y is -3. I'm going to plug that into this equation just to make sure. 7 times -1 is -7. -2 times -3 is +6 equals -13. That's not true. So I messed up.
Please call extension 1104.
I messed up. That is incorrect. And I know my answer is wrong because this is not true. All right, I'm just going to start over, you guys. This is a good, it's fine that this happens just so you can see that, everybody makes mistakes. And what did I change last time? And since I checked my answer, that helped me know that I was in fact not correct. So I'm going to change this to negative 8x plus 2y equals positive 14. So I have negative 1x equals positive 1, which means positive x equals negative 1. All right, I had that part right. Negative 1. And then let's plug it into the second one, I think is where I plugged it in. So if 7 times x, so 7 times negative 1 is negative 7 minus 2y equals negative 13. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I have negative 2y is equal to negative 6. And when I divide by negative 2, I end up with positive 3. I think that's what I had wrong earlier. I think I had negative 3. So now to triple check it, I'm going to substitute x for negative 1. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. Negative 2 times positive 3 is minus 6, and that is true. So now I know my answer is correct. Okay. All right, you guys try the next two and pause the video, try those two and come back and check your answers, please. All right, what did you guys eliminate? Now this one's a little tricky because basically when we multiply one of them by negative 1, both of our variables are going to cancel. Did you guys notice that? So when I multiply by negative 1, I get negative 2x minus 8y equals positive 10. So what happens? I have 0 plus 0, which is 0 equals what's negative 10 plus 10? 0. That's weird. Well, is that true? Is that a true statement? It is a true statement. So do you remember what happens when you end up with no variables, but a true statement? You get infinitely many solutions. That's what you get. Infinitely many solutions. So look, we could have just looked and used our common sense to begin with. Those are the exact same equations. So it'd be two lines laying on top of each other, wouldn't it? All right, what about this one? So if I use negative 1, I bet I'm going to get a false statement this time. So my variables, once again, are going to eliminate, but my numbers at the end are not. So this is 0 and 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. And I get negative 1. Is that true? No, it's not true. If it's not true, what do we answer? We answer no solutions. There's no solutions because why? Those are two parallel lines. They'll never intersect. All right, now on these problems, not only we don't have anything that will eliminate on their own, we also aren't going to have any of our coefficients that are the same. Okay, which means we're going to have to multiply by numbers other than just 1. Okay, so it doesn't matter which number you pick. Normally I would pick the smaller number just because, I don't know, just because I can. So do you notice, so one thing you can look for is opposite signs. So these two are both positive, but the y's have opposite signs so that's going to make it a little bit easier for us if we just concentrate on the y's. So our biggest, well, the coefficient with the greatest absolute value is negative 3. So what would eliminate a negative 3? Well, the answer is positive 3. So if I can make this y a positive 3, my y's would eliminate, right? Well, the only way to make a y equal positive 3y is to multiply by 3. We're going to multiply every single term by 3, okay? So I'm going to leave that bottom equation the way it is. I like it. So I'm going to multiply 3 times x. I get positive 3x. 3 times y is positive 3y. That's what we wanted. And 3 times 5 is 15. All right. So what happens now? What's 5x plus 3x? 8x. My y's eliminate, and I end up with 32. When I divide by 8, I get x is equal to 4, okay? All right, so let me, actually, I'm going to eliminate all that stuff. So I have x is equal to 4. And now to get y, I could use that new equation I just erased. I could use that one, or I could use either one of these original ones. I'm going to use the one that looks the simplest to me. That's this one. So if x is 4, x is 4 plus y equals 5. So when I subtract 4, I get y equals 1. So let's make sure it's right. We're going to plug it into the second equation. 5 times 4 is 20, minus 3 times 1 is 3. And I know that's true, so I know my answer is correct. All right, what about this one? Okay, sorry. I just had to make sure, see where we are. All right, now on this one, these are, nothing eliminates by themselves. Nothing will eliminate by simply multiplying by 1 or negative 1. So I'm looking for opposite signs. These have opposite signs. So I know I can get rid of a positive 2y by multiplying it by negative 2y. All right, so we're going to eliminate our y's by multiplying our top equation by 2. Since we already, excuse me, we already have negative signs, or I should say opposite signs. So we're going to multiply by 2. So make sure you multiply every single term by 2, every single term. So here we have 2 times 3x is 6x, negative y times 2 is negative 2y, and 8 times 2 is 16. We're going to bring down our other equation the way we see it. So 6x plus 1x is 7x. Our y's eliminate, and then we have what, 21? And then we divide everything by 7. So x is 3. And then I'm going to plug in 3 here into my second equation. 3 is x, so 3 plus 2y equals 5. I'm going to subtract 3. I get 2y equals 2 divided by 2, y equals 1. So my answer is 3, 1. Plugging it in real quick, just doing a mental check. Yep, I know my answer is correct. Next. All right, nothing eliminates. I'm checking my x's, I'm checking my y's. I do have opposite signs here, so I'm going to concentrate on my y's. So what can I make this top y? What can I make it to eliminate negative 2y? So once again, I'm going to use a 2. So I'm going to bring that down right here. 5x times 2 is 10x. 2 times y is 2y. And 6 times 2 is 12. So I have 3x plus 10x is 13x equals 26. I can't multiply today, you guys. And when I divide by 13, I get x equals 2. Now I'm plugging that in right there. 3 times 2 is 6 minus 2y equals 14. And I subtract 6, I get 8. And when I divide by 2, I get negative 2. Excuse me, I get y equals negative 4. And so if I plug that in, I get 10 minus 4 is 6. I know that's correct. All right. I'm looking for opposite signs. Here I have opposite signs right here. So in order to get 6 to turn into a 12, I'm going to multiply by 2. So you're deciding what you need to multiply by. You're deciding what will be quick to eliminate, and then you decide what number is going to take to eliminate either your x or your y value. So we have 2x minus 12y equals negative 4. And then 2 times 9 is 18x plus 12y equals what? Negative 36, I believe. So my y's are gone, and I have 20x equals negative 40. When I divide by 20, I get x is equal to negative 2. When I plug in negative 2 for x, let me get rid of this. I'm going to plug it into the top one. So 2 times -2 is -4 minus 12y is -4. So when I add 4, I get -12y is equal to 0. And the opposite of times -12, I'm going to divide by -12. And 0 divided by -12 is 0. So my answer is -2, 0. So 9 times -2 is -18, and -18 plus 0 is -18. So that's correct. All right, you guys, I hope you guys are doing these with me. I hope you're taking the opportunities to try them before me and check your answers constantly. That's what I'm hoping is going on. All right, so you're doing these too. So what did you guys multiply by? Did you multiply by 2? Probably be the easiest thing to do. So we have 2x plus 15y is equal to -16. And then 2 times -x is -2x plus 10y equals +16. So we have 25y equals 0. When I divide by 25, I get y equals 0. And now to solve for x, I'm going to plug in 0 for y. So -x plus 5 times 0 is 0. So -x equals 8. That means that positive x would equal -8. So my answer is -8, 0. How'd you guys do? So -16. Yep, that one's right. And then this one, we could multiply either equation by 2. Actually, just the top equation by 2. Right? Because if we bring that down, this would be -20x plus 14y equals -14. So it looks like we have 0 equals 0, which is true. And when we get a true answer, we get infinitely many solutions. When would we get a no solution answer? When we get a statement that's not true. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and then I'm going to make you another one to finish out the rest of the practice problems. I don't want this one to be way, way too long. So I'll see you guys on the next video then.